Hey, what about some food? Bring me some food! Oh, God almighty. Well, about bloody time.
Give it to her. And I wouldn't try anything, Smith.
What's going on? Who's this?
I'm Pat O'Connell.
O'Connell, speak when you're spoken to.
Oh, don't panic, Vera. I've got too much on you to blow it. But I've got a right to know when I'm being let out of here.
That's a matter for the governor.
It's not, you know. You can't keep me in the pound for longer than 2 days without the direction of a VJ.
O'Connell outside.
Oh, got yourself a puppy dog, have you? Well, what's going on?
What you don't know can't hurt you, Smith.
You've got 2 days.
You've forgotten something. Mr. Fletcher's running the prison now, and Mr. Fletcher does things his way.
Well, about time.
Outside.
If you're going to lock someone up in the pound for no reason, you could at least make sure they're fed and let out on time. What's up with this place?
There's a strike.
I figured that had to be it.
But I still wouldn't try anything if I were you.
You know, I reckon if Fletch keeps up this record, he won't even be here when Mrs. Davidson gets back.
You could be right for once.
It's true, she's agreeing with me. I think I'll change my mind.
There's only one problem, Smith. Mrs. Davidson won't be coming back. She's resigned. And with Mr. Fletcher out of the race, guess who's next in line for the governor's job?
G'day.
Bea.
I wouldn't get too excited, Coulson. Your friend's bound to be back in solitary in a day or two.
Well, I'm glad you're out. They should never have locked you in there.
Yeah, it's sicking home to me. Pat, isn't it? Well, Pat, what's been going on while I've been cooped up in the pound?
We've been cooped up in here.
Yeah, what are the screws on strike for?
Who knows? More money, probably.
Oh, I think there's more to it than that. One of them, Jackson, acted quite funny when Chrissy and I came in.
Ah, yeah, Chrissy Latham. She killed Mrs. Jackson's husband.
Oh. How did you know she was in here?
Lizzie's been keeping me informed. She's a dab hand at smuggling the notes and the mashed potato. Messy, but readable. Yeah, I bet poor old Meg's a bit upset at seeing Chrissy again. Funny, though. I would have thought it'd take more than that for the screws just to walk out.
Meanwhile, we're left to rot in here.
At least it gives us a chance to get to know one another.
Pat was convicted for helping her own husband and son.
Oh, yeah? Aiding and abetting, eh? How much longer you got to go?
She's hoping to be out by Christmas time.
I want to be with my kids for the holidays. I reckon if I play my cards right, I can get paroled by then.
Do you know, they even told her she had to get a divorce so she'd get paroled.
Oh, you two have got to know each other pretty well.
There hasn't been much to do but talk.
Ah, g'day, Lizzie. How's it going? You got any good ideas, Phil? Oh, don't be a dill. Can you see Vera running around trying to save us? By the time she'd unlocked all the doors, we'd be barbecued.
Well, what are we going to do then, Bea?
Nothing. Nothing. Just sit here and wait.
Now, you can just wash this muck off, Latham.
Just reminding myself I can still look like a woman, not a dog.
Been scavenging in the rubbish, have you? Where you belong. Well, the next time you decide to go walkabout, let an officer know, or we won't be able to answer for your safety.
Why? Who are you trying to protect me from? You afraid Jackson's going to have a go at me?
Just stay out of her way.
Oh, yeah, sure. What chance have I got of keeping clear of a screw? Especially when she's out to get me.
You don't have to worry about Mrs. Jackson. If I were you, I'd be worrying about facing Bea Smith.
Huh. I've handled tougher ones than that in Barnhurst.
And it shows. But now's your chance to prove it. You can't have special supervision all the time. You'll fit in with these other women. But first, you're going to scrub this stuff off.
You afraid the doc or Mr. Fletcher might look twice at me?
They wouldn't waste their breath on you, Latham.
But, Miss Bennett, it's not their breath I'm interested in.
They locked me inside. They brought me down. It must be that freedom is a state of mind. For my soul and my heart they cannot bind.
Oh, crikey. That's real good, Roz.
Yeah, that could have been written by Banjo Patterson.
Oh, it's not that good, Lizzie. Anyone can do it.
You reckon?
Yeah. It doesn't matter about the rhyming. It's the feeling that counts. We used to do a lot of this at school.
Oh, I'd really like to do some of that. Do you reckon you could teach me how?
Oh, I could try.
Oh.
Well, she stirred up so much trouble at Barnhurst, Bea. Always talking about getting into the men's section and having it off with one of the male officers. She had the rest of the women at each other's throats the first week she was there.
Well, that's not going to happen here. Well, well, well. Speaking of sewer rats...
I think you two have met.
Funny how the dregs always turn up.
You ought to know.
See you here, Greyback. Pity it wasn't permanent. Maybe I should have gone for the face.
You ever come near me again and I'll tear your eyes out.
You two are going to have to learn to get on a lot better than that.
Well, I thought you'd be hoping the opposite, Vera.
Don't push me, Smith.
Good day, Pat. How you doing?
Excuse me, Miss Bennett. Are we going to be allowed to have visitors this Sunday?
Mr. Fletcher's ruling hasn't changed.
But I haven't seen my kids since I got here.
That's no concern of mine.
Don't worry, Mrs. Davidson will get things back to normal. Pity your reign with Fletch didn't last longer, Vera. He didn't have time to bring back the rack.
Don't worry, love. The gov will see you're all right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't laugh too soon if I were you. You've all been reported. And she mightn't be as soft on you as you ought to like to think.
You're in my seat.
Stiff cheddar.
Find somewhere else, Smith. Look, I'm warning you two.
Oh, come on, Bea. Roz is going to show me how to write some poems.
Yeah, come on, Bea. She's not worth going in pound for.
I was in this boarding school for a year, you see. It was one of the best times I've ever had. I never told that charity worker about it, but I reckon a little bit longer and I would have had her crying.
You're lucky she didn't give you up as a lost cause.
I was just telling her the truth, that's all. I just left out a few good bits. Anyway, I didn't like the way she was gawking at me. So I thought I'd give her something to feel real sorry about.
Lord, and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness in the lights, and thy judgment as the noonday.
Karen
Rest
Travis
in the
wants
Lord,
to see Doreen.
and wait
Tell her she
patiently
can't.
for him.
It's official
Fret not
business.
thyself because of him who prospereth in
All
his
right.
way,
Can you
because
stay
of
here?
the man who
I've had
bringeth
enough.
wicked devices to pass.
Good start, Doreen.
These readings are for those needing guidance.
What's a word with you?
Psalm
Great. Ah, sorry.
Psalm
Bea,
30.
Karen's come to see Dor.
Why aren't the rest of us allowed to have visitors?
Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those who wait upon the Lord... We will now turn to hymn number 129. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer to thee. Though it be across the greatest sea, still, oh, my song would be nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer, my God, to thee. I'm sure nearer to thee. What though the shadow fall, what shall I fear? When darkest seems the night, morning is near. Sweet shall my trusting be, sorrow still
I was wondering how long it'd take you to try anything.
Why aren't you with the others?
Because I felt like lying down. I was having a nice dream, too. Want to hear it?
Not interested.
About a man named Bill. He used to work real hard, just so he didn't have to go home to his boring, sweet little wife. At least, that's the excuse he gave her.
Don't push me, Latham.
Oh, you should be over it by now, Mrs. Jackson. He's been dead a long time. Haven't you found yourself another bloke yet? No. No, I suppose you wouldn't have. Some women like to go through life mourning. Like the pity. Look at me. I'm lonely.
Yes, that's right. I'm an authority on it now. You made sure of that. But do you know what else you made me feel? Hate.
I meant what I said the last time I saw you. It was you I was going to kill, not your husband. Why would I have wanted to hurt Bill? We had a real nice thing going for us. I figured if I got rid of you, I'd have done him a favor.
Liar!
He used to tell me he wanted a younger woman. Someone with a bit of fun. A bit of life. Come on, Mrs. Jackson. Let's show the governor a few bruises, eh?
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you? Well, now let me tell you something. For as long as you're in this prison, if you ever mention Bill's name again, I'll make sure that every minute of every day will be as unpleasant as I can possibly make it for you.
It's a pity Mrs. Jackson didn't do the job for me.
You still need others to do your dirty work, do you?
No. No, I'm going to enjoy sorting you out myself this time.
You lay into me and I'll kill you.
I thought we might be able to have a chat first. Maybe the only thing you understand is a good thrashing.
Get me.
You've got the ring. Where do you want us, Latham? Let her go.
You were going to kill me, Mrs. Jackson. All I wanted to do was to talk and all. She just wanted to thump me.
Bloody lie. You started it.
Both of you, out! Mrs. Davidson can decide what to do with you tomorrow.
Mrs. Jackson. Nothing.
You big lying little cow.
Well, I warned you, Bea.
Yeah, I know. Second time she's done it to me.
You just got to change your tactics.
Well, what do you suggest? She's not going to let me ignore her now, you know. And after that...
Maybe that's just what you should be doing.
What?
Well, oh, you'll probably think this is silly. Well, we had a girl at boarding school who was a total pain, teacher's pet. Anyway, we sent her to Coventry.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's have her transferred again.
Oh, shut up, Lizzie.
It just means you don't talk to her, Lizzie. You know, pretend she isn't even there. You really give her the silent treatment. Well, it worked on this girl. She nearly went insane. Knew you'd think it was silly.
Yes, 'tis a pretty dumb idea.
You know, that's not bad. Not bad at all. The rest of you be in it?
Oh, yeah, all right. Oh, maybe it isn't such a dumb idea after all, Roz.
Will you shut up and play cards, Lizzie?
Card. Come on.
Well, for a start, I'd take out the swear words.
Oh, but you said I had to put down my true and inner feelings.
I don't think the governor's going to appreciate that.
Yeah, well, if you take out all them swear words, half me poem's gone.
Bingo. 5 under. Pay up, Bea.
Oh, Struth.
That's 3 times the share. You better make sure she doesn't shortchange you, Pat. That's 20.
24, Lizzie. Oh.
I've got an upset stomach, if you must know. The food in here's enough to give
It
me...
won't be until later.
Maybe Mr. Fletcher would like to escort me.
Less I have to do with you, Latham, the better.
Oh, Fletch, you want to watch it? I remember the last bloke that turned down a certain little maggot.
You shut your face.
Did somebody say something?
Never heard of a thing.
Oh, Miss Bennett, I was wondering if I could see the governor this morning.
What about?
Oh, it's real important.
I'll let you know whether it's important or not.
Well, I'd like to give her something. A welcome back present.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Anderson.
Oh, feeling a bit sore about having to step down, are we, Vera? And you and Fletch were doing such a good job.
Come on, you lot. You got 1 minute to get back to work, so move it.
Mrs. Davidson wants to see you, Smith.
Didn't take you long to report me, did it, Mrs. Jackson?
She wants to see us in half an hour.
I'm aware Mr. Fletcher put you in the garden to avoid your causing any more trouble. But as of today, I shall be moving you back to the laundry.
Well, that fresh air was getting to me anyway.
I shall be moving Latham into the laundry also. In future, I am not going to organize this prison around a few women who cannot get on. Ever since I left, you've been nothing but trouble, Smith. That is going to stop here and now. I'm tired of threatening you, so I shall say this just once. If there is one unaccountable incident involving Latham, I shall hold you responsible, regardless of whether you are directly involved or not.
Excuse me, Mrs. Davidson. I don't think you can put all the blame onto Smith. Latham's a stirrer. She could easily force the issue.
I am well aware of your feelings towards Latham, Mrs. Jackson, but you are an officer with a job to do regardless of personal feelings or vendettas. Neither the prisoners nor the staff are going to make decisions for me. Is that quite clear?
Well, come on, you two. You're as slow as a wet week.
Oh, you're getting through them today, Bea.
Oh! Watch it, Latham. And wipe that grin off your face, Anderson. The doctor's ready to see you now, and you'd better not be faking.
Miss Bennett, has the ban on visitors been lifted yet?
Don't worry, O'Connell. You'll see your brats soon enough.
Oh, you mean the governor didn't take any notice of your report, Vera?
But she was going berserk.
I didn't do it, I swear it. It was them.
Must be because you weren't talking to her, Vera. Didn't mean to push her over the deep end.
No, she went right off like that, Miss Bennett.
Lying.
We'll soon put a stop to your little tantrums. You can sleep in that mess tonight. The damages will come out of your wages. And I'm sure Mrs. Davidson will be very interested to know that you've been playing around with these.
You're just siding with them, you dried-up old maid.
Report to me tomorrow. I'm sure I can find a few jobs to clean out your dirty little mouth. And the rest of you, get out of here.
No, it's sad. It's really sad.
It's always the tough ones who go first.
I'll get you, Smith. Just you wait.
Oh, I wish I'd changed the breakfast menu. Same old muck day after day.
Yeah. It was so bloody awful that Chrissy couldn't even eat it.
Yeah, she'd lose her appetite all of a sudden, didn't she?
Just see her jump off and take off like John Landy.
Mind you, to tuck her hair has much the same effect on me. Oh.
I think she's too scared to eat. Scared stupid of what we might do to her next, I reckon.
Yep, I reckon we're getting to her all right. I reckon one way or another our little Miss Chrissy isn't feeling too chipper this morning. Oh, there's a real bad smell in here lately, Lizzie. I wonder what it is.
Yeah, I noticed it too. Must be something dead.
Or something that ought to be dead.
I could think up lots of ways of doing someone in who burns other people's poems.
Don't worry, Dor. Awful things happen to people who do awful things. You remember Anne Yates? Smothering slowly in the dry must be a rotten death.
Yeah, but I bet that I could think up something far worse for someone I really hated.
That put the rocket up.
Mrs. Davison, it's Dr. Miller here. Look, I think the drugs cabinet has been broken into. I'm quite sure that I locked it when I left here yesterday, but it's open. Yes, well, that's the strange thing. Nothing seems to be missing. None of the obvious drugs, anyway. I'd have to check with the inventory to be sure, though. Right, well, I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Being searched by Vera is enough to drive anyone around that twist.
Do you reckon her hands must be as cold as her heart? What are they looking for, anyway?
Buggered if I know, but if she lays one more hand on me, I'm going straight to the dock and I'm going to ask to be disinfected.
Told you wouldn't find nothing. Could have saved your time and mine. You wouldn't trust your own mother, would you?
Shut up, Anderson.
Oh, she's nothing if not polite.
Latham, come here. Lift your arms.
Make sure you search all the right places, Vera. With a girl like that, you never know where she might hide things.
Where have you been? Where were you just coming from? Why weren't you in your cell?
You put her on dunny duty.
We'll get back to it.
Better wash your hands, Vera, after what you've been handling.
I'd like to wash my hands of the lot of you.
That's our favourite dream too, Vera.
Anything? I wish you'd tell us what you're looking for, Mrs. Jackson.
You don't have to know.
Oh.
Not a sign.
Not a sign of what?
Has everyone been searched? Yes, they have. All right, you lot. Back to work.
Hey, Vera, next time you want to run your hands over my beautiful body, get Fletch to do it. He might appreciate me a bit more then.
That's enough of your filth, Smith.
Mrs. Davison said she'd be in the examination room with Dr. Miller.
Well, maybe now she'll be able to tell us exactly what's missing. Latham, where are you? You've been vomiting.
How did you guess?
Come with me.
No. I'll be all right. Don't worry, I'll get back to my work.
You're coming to see the governor.
Lizzie?
Oh, God, Mrs. Jackson, you're trying to stop this old ticker of mine.
Now, if you were where you're supposed to be, you wouldn't have got such a fright. Now, why aren't you in the laundry with the others?
I'm feeling a bit crook this morning, Mrs. Jackson, and I thought I'd just have a gander at the medical dictionary and find out what's the matter with me.
What symptoms are you looking up, Lizzie?
Oh, just a touch of the collywobbles, I reckon.
I see. You haven't actually been sick, have you?
No. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else was.
Okay, I was sick. So what? It's no big deal. It's not surprising the muck you get to eat in here.
I see. So you think it was the food that made you sick?
Yeah, probably. I had a bit of gut trouble the other day. I saw the doc and he gave me some pills. I thought it was just the end of that.
Did you eat your breakfast this morning?
Bit of it.
Was there any reason why you didn't finish your breakfast?
Just didn't want it.
Did it taste all right?
Like I said, the food in here's muck. Tastes like muck.
Apart from your obvious opinion of the food in here, I am trying to find out whether your breakfast tasted any different.
Oh, I don't think so.
What are you getting at?
There are a number of women in here who do not like you, Latham. Do you think someone is out to get you?
I don't know how you mean, Mrs. Davidson. I have been feeling a bit funny, though, today. Yeah, it's different than what it was the other day.
Different in what way?
It's a lot worse. I spewed a lot more.
Oh, watch your language, Latham.
It's all right, Miss Bennett. Go on.
Do you reckon someone's trying to poison me, Mrs. Davidson? Bea Smith would be happy to see me dead. She even said so this morning. Oh, what have they done to me, Mrs. Davidson? I've been feeling real dreadful.
You'll be all right, Latham. Bring Smith to me immediately.
Have I done something? Because if I have, I don't know what it is.
I warned you, if anything happened to Latham, you would get the blame.
Yeah? So what?
Last night, something was stolen from the examination room.
Ah, so that's what the big search is all about. Well, what sort of something?
A bottle was taken from the drug cabinet.
Well, you ought to know how I feel about drugs. If you think I took it, you're barking up the wrong tree.
What was taken was more of a medicine than a drug.
Well, I don't need any medicine, do I? Nothing wrong with me.
No, but there is something wrong with Latham. It seems to me that she's been at the receiving end of the medicine that was stolen.
No, I wouldn't give her anything. I don't care if she drops dead.
Exactly. And I believe you said as much this morning.
Well, I still don't see what you're getting at. What was this medicine for, anyway?
It's an emetic.
Oh, terrific. That tells me a flaming lot.
Makes people vomit.
Oh, charming.
Which is exactly what Latham's been doing for the past few hours.
Oh, I see. So you think I've been making her sick with this stuff? Well, I told you you're barking up the wrong tree. I didn't go anywhere near the surgery last night, and I didn't steal any bloody thing.
I'm glad you think it's funny, Smith. It'll give you something to laugh about in solitary. Take her away, Miss Bennett.
You can't do that.
Oh, yes, I most certainly can.
I can see you're running true to form.
The more you argue, the longer you'll stay in solitary.
Oh.
Now, that's outrageous.
Really, Meg? What exactly?
What you just did. You made your judgment on the flimsiest of evidence.
Smith threatened Latham, and it seems she carried it out.
Seems is right. We can't be sure it was Smith, as you know yourself. There's any number of women in here who'd want to get even with Latham.
I think Smith did it, and I will not tolerate her so-called justice any longer. The woman has always been a ringleader and is a prime troublemaker.
Maybe so, but I can't see how you can claim your justice is any better than hers.
I've made my decision, Meg, and I will not discuss it any further. I think perhaps you are being less than objective in this particular case.
And what exactly does that mean?
I know it's difficult for you, Meg, working with Chrissy Latham here, but you should not allow your personal feelings to
I will not listen to this.
Very much for lunch. I'm sick of this place.
I wonder what the governor wanted to see Bea for.
Oh, something wrong with Bea. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah, well, it's not like her to miss out on dinner.
Look at old Vinegar. She looks real pleased with herself. And look at that. She looks even more pleased than Vinegar. I don't like it a bit. And I reckon I know what it's all about.
What, Lizzie?
Did you find something out?
Bea hasn't done anything, has she?
Oh, you don't have to do anything wrong to get into trouble in here, do you?
Yeah, and if we find out that someone's caused trouble for Bea, well, we'll make them sorry that they're alive, won't we, Lizzie? They better not turn their backs on us for 1 minute.
That's enough of that, Anderson.
Miss Bennett, can I go and lay down? I feel funny.
You better not bump into Bea. That'll make you feel real funny.
She's hardly likely to do that.
Where is Bea, Miss Bennett?
She's in the pound, where she belongs.
But why?
What did she do?
Jeez.
I'll take over. You can go if you want to.
Something wrong?
Where's Latham?
In her cell. I gave her permission. Look, you don't want her vomiting in here, do you? I don't know what's the matter with you, Mick. I'll leave you to it.
Where are you going, Lizzie?
To the dunny, Mrs. Jackson.
Damn. Oh.
What are you staring at?
Oh, you poor thing. Feeling crook, are you? Been chucking up a lot, have you?
You get the hell out of here, you old bat.
I wonder what could be making you sick.
Yeah, you'd know all about making people sick, wouldn't you? Well, if you don't back off and leave me alone, Lizzie, I'm going to blame you as well as Bea. Then you'll end up in solitary too.
Come on, Lizzie. Back to the recreation room.
Yes, Mrs. Jackson, but first I've got something to tell you that I reckon you'll be real interested in.
All right, Lizzie. What are you up to now?
I know all about that ipecac stuff. I read it in the medical dictionary.
Now, how did you find... No, don't tell me. I can guess. Well, what about it?
Well, Gov reckons that Bea did it, don't she? She reckons that Bea pinched the stuff and slipped some to Chrissy. That's why Bea's in the pound.
And what if she does?
Listen, that medical book says that ipecac stuff works right away, 20 minutes at the most. So how come Chrissy's still being sick and Bea's been in the pound a couple of hours?
Well, perhaps the effects continue for a while.
No, it says once you've vomited, you're all right. Over and done with.
Well, I'll have a word with Dr. Miller and see what he has to say.
Oh, he'll tell you the same thing. I mean, if it says it in the book, it must be right, mustn't it?
Trouble is, Lizzie, if Bea isn't slipping the stuff into Chrissy's food, then someone else is. And who do you think's the most likely suspect?
Pat's been gone a fair while. Be nice if she was allowed a little extra time with the kids.
Yeah. Must be awful having to leave your kids behind.
Couldn't very well bring them in here, though, could she?
Oh, I don't know. I reckon we'd look after them all right.
Yeah, I would. Be good to have some kids to look after, if they were good kids.
We should suggest it to the governor. I can just see her face. Well. Look who's come to join us. Been waiting for you.
I haven't done nothing to you.
Oh, yeah? I spent several hours in the pound because of you. You owe me, Chrissy, and I'm going to see you pay up.
You heard what she said, Mr. Fletcher? Stop her.
No, I can't waste my time looking after you. You better take care of this one yourself.
Mr. Fletcher! I want to see the governor. I've got something to tell her.
Well, I hope it's worth hearing.
Yeah.
Come on, then.
I scared the pants off her.
I wonder why she wants to see the governor.
Oh, who cares?
They'll probably stick her back in the garden.
They should bury her in it. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Folding sheets.
It's a bit monotonous.
You could always pretend you was doing it at the Southern Cross.
Doing what at the Southern Cross?
You know, changing sheets and being a maid.
Oh, yeah, that'd really make the time whip past, wouldn't it?
Well,
You know, I reckon she could have disappeared right down the plug hole.
Now, what are we talking about now?
Chrissy,
Oh.
she could have vomited herself out of the joint.
Oh, come on, but if it was that easy, I would have tried it years ago.
Now, you know what I mean. She didn't come down last night, and she didn't come into breakfast this morning.
she could be in the pound.
What?
I don't know. There's not many places a person can disappear to round here.
Yeah, well, good luck to her if she is, the bitch. Setting me up like that. Solitary's about the only place she'll be safe, I can tell you. Oh, hello, love. Did the doc give you something?
No.
Well, what did he say?
Oh, I didn't see him. Miss Bennett wouldn't let me.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
God, she's a rat.
Oh, that's not fair, Pat. You obviously need something. I mean, Bea said you didn't sleep a wink of sleep all night.
Oh, I was just overexcited seeing the kids.
Yeah, well, it's real tough.
Oh, good old Vinegar. Now, she really knows how to get on your good side, doesn't she?
I'm okay. At least I saw the kids.
Yeah, what about that boy in Pentridge, though? Have you heard anything yet?
No. And I thought... Angela Jeffries said she'd try and get a message to him.
Maybe she couldn't.
Poor David. I just want to tell him about the divorce. I mean, he's got to know. It's only right he knows.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, if I could just talk to him, explain.
Come on, Mum. You don't want to think about that now.
Oh, by the way, I saw Chrissy Layton.
Oh, you don't say.
Vera was letting her out of solitary.
See, I told you.
Well.
Vera didn't seem to mind Chrissy wanting to see the doctor.
See, I was right. She's been vomiting all night.
No, that's the funny thing. She looked really well.
Oh, the plot thickens. Hey, listen, Pat, did you hear him say anything?
What?
Oh, I don't know. Anything.
No, just Chrissy whinging a lot.
Well, what about?
I wanted to see the doctor, that's all.
Well, what about Vera?
No, nothing.
Good heavens. Hey, Lizzie, did you see that? There's an officer standing guard on that door.
Oh.
Here. Now, why would an officer want to guard a perfectly ordinary cell door? Unless, of course, they've got the governor's jewels in there for safekeeping.
Move along, you two.
Here. You wouldn't have Chrissy Latham in there by any chance, would you? Ah, poor love. Now, what's she done so bad she has to be locked up?
Maybe she's in there for protection.
No, you don't say.
I'm warning you.
Now, who'd want to hurt Chrissy?
Oh, not us. We wouldn't want to hurt her. Boiling in oil and finish her off like that wouldn't hurt a bit.
Just get moving.
Oh, don't worry, Officer Barry. We wouldn't do nothing stupid. Not with an officer around. But mind you, for every sunny day, there is a very dark night.
They gone?
Yes.
I've got to see Dr. Miller.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure, yeah. You got to take me to him.
Oh, come off it, Latham. I'm not a wet nurse. I can't be dragging you all over the prison.
You listen to me. The governor said if I want to see the doctor, I can, so you have to.
Well, don't get yourself in a state. I'll go and get him.
Hang on. What do you think I am, stupid? You go for the doctor and who guards the door? No way, I'm going with you.
Oh, all right.
Come on.
I bet Al Capone never had this much security in Alcatraz.
Al Capone. Oh, now there was a real man for you.
Especially if you like them with syphilis.
Oh, he didn't have, did he?
Of course he did, what he died of.
Oh, well, it's nice to be talking about somebody of my vintage instead of all them Beatles.
You must have been in here for a while, Lizzie.
Yeah.
People stopped talking about the Beatles years ago.
Yeah. Oh, cheer up, love. It's not the end of the world, you know.
Well, it might as well be. Oh, don't worry, love. There's always a way. So don't give up. Especially now. Listen, I've never seen so much to do because a crummy work party was coming in here. Every time you go out in the garden now, I think you're trying to escape or you're after a bit of nookie. Mind you, I wouldn't mind.
Escaping?
Yeah, that too.
All right, Smith. You're holding up the traffic.
Sorry, Miss Bennett. Just a bit of a surprise first thing in the morning. You see, we thought Chrissy might have died or something.
That's enough of that, Smith.
Oh, sorry.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Oh, my God. Officer Barry, take her out.
Oh, she is going downhill fast, isn't she? One look at little old Bea and she's sick.
I'm sick of the sight of you too, Smith. Now, shut up.
She's certainly getting her fair share of protection.
I told you to shut up.
Maybe she needs it.
Is that a threat? If so, you needn't think that you'll get away with it.
You know, there are a few things about this joint that I'm sick of, too. As a matter of fact, I'm fed up to the back teeth. And if I can't move a muscle without going on report, you might just as well throw me in solitary right now and chuck away the bloody key. Well, just get on with your breakfast.
Hey, where's Pat?
Don't worry, it'll soon pass.
You don't know what it's like.
Too right I do. I had it myself right up to the 4th month.
I feel like I'm going to die.
We all go through it.
That's a big help.
Here, wipe yourself up.
Hey, you know what you said the other day about Chrissy vomiting herself out of the place? Wouldn't it be nice if Vera did something similar?
Yes, Vera. Where have you been? She just rushed out looking for you.
Yeah.
Where have you been, O'Connell?
You must have missed her, Miss Bennett. All this running around after little Miss Chrissy.
Don't be smart, Smith.
Bloody marvellous, isn't it? Even old Vinegar Tits is running around after that little bitch. What she really needs is a damn good kick up the bee. Hey, you heard? I must have got out of the wrong side of bed this morning. I've been up 1 hour and I've been to my 3rd blue already.
Shh. Chrissy's pregnant.
Pigs! It's true. So what?
Oh, Bea, you can't clobber a pregnant mother.
I think that depends a bit on who it is.
No way, Bea. You touch her as long as she's pregnant. You got me to answer to.
Oh, all right, all right. Oh, wouldn't it give you the irrits? Hey, look, wake up to yourselves. I've got nothing against mothers, but we're not talking about mothers, for Christ's sake. We're talking about that stupid little bitch,
she's
Chrissy.
pregnant. That's the same as being a mother.
And what sort of mother's she going to be, you drongos? Now, look, work it out for yourself. She took that stuff to make herself sick, right?
Yes, so?
So she was trying to get rid of the kid, right?
Well, I suppose so.
So what kind of a mother's that going to make her?
Not too good, I suppose.
Right, so an abortion's the best thing all round, especially for the poor bloody kid.
Now, just a minute. Don't you think any of that gives you the right to thump her? She might be the worst mother God ever put on the earth, but the baby's got the right to a chance.
A chance? Now, what kind of a chance is it going to have in a dump like this?
Oh. Or could be adopted out, anything.
Adopted out? Who to? One of us? Oh, now, come on, Pat. I love kids as much as you do. And I'm a sucker for babies. Honest, I am. Oh, all right. If you can actually talk her into having the kid, I promise I'll lay off.
I find it real hard talking to people. You know, bigwigs and that.
Can't be that bad.
Well, have you ever been before the parole board?
Hardly. I've never been inside before.
No. Oh, well, you get all nervous and all your palms get sweaty.
Yeah. Feeling a bit that way about my trial.
Yeah. That'd be worse, I reckon.
I'm sure I'll get off, though. I mean, they'd hardly jail you for what I did.
You wouldn't reckon.
And you'll already be out, so we'll be able to see each other.
Oh, would you come to this place at Karen's and live there?
Oh, I don't know, Dor. I might go back to boarding school.
Oh.
You see, I'd like to go to university sometime, and that means I have to do my HSC first.
Oh, Karen went to uni. She's real brainy too.
I'm not brainy.
Oh, yes, you are. Karen did her course from here. She was always sitting around here reading and that. But I'm a real dumb bum.
Oh. Wouldn't it be terrific if Chrissy did have a baby? Little child toddling around the joint. Motherhood's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Now, what would you know? How many kids have you had? Motherhood's plain hard work.
Yeah, so hard that they end up running out on their bloody kids. Well, none of you know what it's like, do you?
Now look what you've done.
What?
Upsetting her like that.
Oh, give us a break. That's got nothing to do with me. She's just upset about her parole, that's all.
That's what you say.
I knew I should have stayed in bed this morning.
So you reckon I should do me Errol Flynn impersonation, eh? Swing off the lights, up on the desk and say, "My name's Captain Blood, and if I don't get a free pardon for me and me crew..."
Yeah, Errol Flynn got killed at the end of most of his films.
Yeah, but he was the hero, wasn't he? Oh, first thing I'm going to do is buy a nice pair of those high-heel boots.
Why, so you can trip over and break your neck? Oh, how'd you go, love? Did you see it?
No, Jim Fletcher caught me.
Oh.
Oh, at least he's not going to report me.
What?
Blimey.
That's a turn-up.
Your trouble is, Pat, you're too busy looking after everyone else's problems instead of looking after your own. Like working out how to get to see that son of yours.
Now, don't you start,
Bea Smith. Start. I've had about a belly full of you for one day, Lizzie, so shut up and keep your mouth shut for a change. Now, have any of you, by any chance, seen into the maternity wing?
Well,
I have. And I mean seen. If you could get into the maternity wing, there's this particular window. Looks out over the garden. At least you'd have a chance to see this boy of yours.
But how would I get in? I mean, the screws are watching Chrissy like hawks. I'd never get past them.
Leave Chrissy to me.
Now, I'm not going to have anything to do with bullying her anymore.
Look, I promised you I wouldn't hurt her. Now, if my word's not good enough for you, you can forget it.
I'm sorry. Really.
Look, I've got a plan.
Leave me alone! Don't touch me!
Oh, it's only the parole board door.
Let me go!
Oh, you'll have to learn to control that awful temper of yours.
Oh, lay off me, old bag!
There's no need to go too far.
What is going on?
Oh, it's Dor, Mrs. Barry. She's having one of her turns.
It's all right, Doreen.
Oh.
What would you know?
What is wrong with her?
She has to go in front of the parole board. Anyone would think she's getting an electric chair. Oh, she's been like this all night. Will you stop? You know what she's like.
Oh, stay off me, old battle axe!
Oh, I'll go in a minute.
Stop it, Addison. Help me, you two.
Let me go!
Stop it!
Hello, Chrissy.
Oh, don't hurt her, Bea. Don't hurt her.
Oh, I'm not hurting her, am I, Chrissy? I'm not going to either. Just as long as you do as you're told. Now, are you gonna do as you're told, Chrissy?
Please?
Hmm?
Aren't you going to stay with me then?
Why? Are you afraid of something?
Nah, of course not.
Well, that's just as well. Because I've got better things to do than to run around after you.
Wonder how poor old Dora's going.
I should be all right, I reckon.
But I hope she doesn't say anything stupid.
She shouldn't. She was pretty heavily sedated.
Yeah, they probably think they're talking to a zombie. Mind you, even the wax's not all that bright.
Oh, that's not fair.
You all right, O'Connell?
Oh, yeah.
You look a bit pale to me.
No, I'm fine, really.
Perhaps you better go and see Dr. Miller.
No, I'll be all right.
Well, I don't think you will be. Come on, I'll take you myself.
Oh, no. I mean, thanks, but... if you reckon I ought to go, then I'll go.
I do.
Oh, I'll be all right. Thanks all the same.
Well, that makes a change from the usual attacks of hypochondria.
I hope you wasn't meaning me. It's lucky for you we haven't got a union, otherwise we'd all be out on strike.
Just get on with it, Lizzie.